Okay, so I want to know during dinner how many times you masticated.
Meaning chew, lots of
523.
food, like chewed our food.
Yeah?
Oh,
It was beef.
as opposed to inhaling it?
Yeah.
523.
Too many times.
Close.
That's too much
This was a dinner that required a fair amount.
Right.
of chewing.
That's right. Good. So I'll get back to that in a few minutes, but that is really one of the things we're going to talk about today. All right. So we are going to talk about travel wellness. I am going to create a hypothetical vacation that we're all going to go on. Tomorrow night, we're all going to go to the Azores. The Azores are an archipelago of 9 islands. We're just going to go to the main island, St. Michael. And the flight leaves from Boston Logan at 9:30 p.m. It arrives at about 6 a.m. We are going to talk about some things that you may not think about that are really in your control, that you can use as you travel. Instead of being at the mercy of them, you can be proactive and be a little bit more aware of these certain travel tips that you can use on any trip, but mainly a vacation, okay? We're going to talk about stress, sleep, and digestion. It sounds pretty basic, but they are all related. If you're stressed, you're not going to sleep and you're not going to digest as well. If you don't sleep, you're not going to digest and you're going to be stressed. And if you don't digest, you're going to be stressed and you're probably going to lose sleep. So they're all related. So here we go on our trip. Okay? You're packing up, you've got to figure out all of the things you have to do before you get your butt in the seat of the airplane. Driving to Logan Airport, besides all of the stuff you have to do at home, to pack, try to get your parking place in Logan, and then the fun starts with the security line, right? And we're all stressed out. Oh, there's all these points. And why is it that it's the most stressful time of the trip before you go? Well, there are a couple things you can do just to mitigate the stress as it comes. One, you can be aware of it. And two, you can use deep breathing, actually, that you have at your disposal to just help take it down a notch at least. And I'm talking about breathing where you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the vagal nerve, and that is something I want to just share quickly and ask you guys to stand up and I just want to quickly teach you this one little breath that, now I know we all ate and our stomach is attached to our diaphragm, so we're not going to do a ton of deep breathing right now, but I just want to, if everybody is available to you, put your left hand on your belly and just push your belly out. Good. Okay, and now just have it normal. Okay, now we're going to take a deep breath in, pushing the belly out. Okay, take a deep breath, push the belly out, fill up your lungs, then your ribs, then your chest. Exhale, chest first, then collapse your ribs, then draw your belly in at the end of that breath. Okay, let's do that again. Push your belly out for the breathe in, expand your ribs, then chest. Take your breath out, chest first, then ribs, drawing the belly button in. You can maybe already feel a little different, perhaps. You can just observe. So that's one breath work. You guys can all sit down. Thank you so much. Okay, so
It's like the seventh inning stretch.
yeah, perfect. So you get a little bit more oxygen, and again, you're activating something that we don't really normally are aware of, which is your vagal nerve, your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps with the rest and digest part of your life. Okay, so you've gotten to the airport, you've made it through, you've done some deep breathing. Good job. Now you're sitting on the airplane and you have a night flight. Actually, the flight is only 4 hours. Yeah, it's actually a difference of 4 hours time-wise as well. But what are you gonna do when you land in Ponta Delgada at 6 a.m. and your check-in isn't until 3 p.m.? Okay, you haven't slept, and that is going to create some problems, because the benefits of sleep are that you can make better decisions, you have a better mood, your heart rate goes down when you're sleeping, so it's good for cardiac health. Actually, sleep is the process that we repair and maintain a lot of the systems in our body during sleep. So it is super, super important. Now, with sleep, I don't have a magic breath work for sleep, but I just wanted to bring it up as it's a really important challenge to be aware of and to plan for. So one of the things you can do is book the hotel room the night before and make sure that the hotel people know that you're coming in at 6 a.m., which most flights there come in, so they sort of know, so that you can go straight to your hotel room and get a little catch up on your sleep. You really do want to have, just in general, good sleep hygiene, which means you want to sleep at night generally. 7 to 8 hours is what adults need, and a clean, or like a dark room that's quiet and cool is ideal. Okay, so I don't have, again, like a breath, actually I do have one more breath work for sleep. Another one is, it's a really great one, I love it. You breathe in 1/3 of your lung capacity and pause. Then you breathe in a second third, pause, and a third, pausing at the top, and then exhaling slowly and completely down. Those pausing points actually give your mind a pause, which can actually help you fall asleep. So this is another tool. As you're sleeping in a foreign country, you're in a strange bed, and you know you've got this list of things that you want to get done, there's sleep. Okay. And then the next one I want to,
What was it you did exactly?
so it's a breath exercise where you breathe in 1/3 of your lung capacity and pause, a second third and pause,
Oh, okay.
and then a third. So the pausing in the breath correlates with your mind and your brain to help give your mind a pause.
How long do you pause?
Like a count. Yeah. Yeah, just like one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a not even a second, probably like a half second.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can work the pauses in for sure. So sleep is really important. That will help mitigate the stress. It will help you on your vacation. Another thing that you can do is, I guess they say taking a 20-minute nap is really good. It helps to alleviate the symptoms of fatigue without hijacking your night's sleep. Let's say if you took like a couple hour nap, but you can always catch up with your sleep.
Older people don't, at least this one doesn't, to take a nap. I mean, that's, JFK was well known for taking 20-minute naps. But as you get older, I don't know, Sally, can I use you? Do you take naps? I can't.
No.
And,
I'd be up half the
yeah,
night if I
so
did.
that's out the window for somebody. I don't think I've taken a nap since I was a baby.
And
I
maybe you
just
don't think to
nap.
everybody's
I
different.
love them.
Yes. Pat, you gotta go ski in the morning. Everybody make sure you have sore muscles. Man, an hour nap?
I
And
would
so-
love it, I just can't.
I take them all the time.
Suski,
Yeah.
I'm envious.
Pat, I'm older than you and I can.
I can't sleep on the plane. Do you have something for that? No, I've tried everything.
That's the best thing to do. I was
I've
gonna
even
say, why
tried
don't you
drugs.
sleep till you get to the Azores?
I've
Well,
even
it'd be
tried
fun.
drugs from the
It's-
doctor and they don't work.
Drugs from the
Right,
doctor.
so what I would do is plan on not sleeping. I would absolutely not expect to sleep on the plane for me.
I always sleep on the plane.
Take a nap.
That's great. So that's one of the points that's really, really awesome is that we are all different.
Right.
And we
Yeah.
all have, there are so many tools that you can use to customize your experience. But being aware of these 3 things, these are all things that we all share. We all get stressed. We all need to sleep, whether we sleep well or not, we all need it. And we all need to digest. Digestion is serious business. Digestion is serious business. Okay, so the reason why I asked the question about mastication and chewing is because we a lot of times think our digestion starts right here in our stomach, but it doesn't. It starts right here in our mouths. And so I love that we all share this knowledge of chewing because I really was very aware of my chewing today. I put my fork down after each bite and took my time. So a couple of benefits of chewing are that you can feel fuller, faster. So it's not a weight loss technique, but you don't tend to overeat when you chew your food properly and take your time. Okay, chewing breaks the food down so that the enzymes in your stomach can actually absorb the nutrients a little bit better from the food. So it's just healthier for you to chew. It can cut down on indigestion and heartburn. I also for me, I've learned through going to different countries, eating their food, and coming back, that I take a digestive aid, a super enzyme. Sometimes I take charcoal. Charcoal is something that you can take a capsule on short term. It is porous. It can absorb on its surface toxins, parasites, which then carry them out of your system, because the time that it absorbs is when it's in your stomach or your small intestine, and so it carries it out. I was just in Mexico, in a remote part of Mexico, and I had a beer with ice in it and lime juice every day. I took a digestive enzyme and some charcoal, which really helped.
And ice didn't get you?
Didn't get me. I know. I've developed this. I've had the experiences of Montezuma's Revenge, and I've learned how to, with these things, I've adapted by trying different things, and I learned about charcoal absorbing parasites. So I tried it.
And where do you go, like, do you get it at?
The
Yeah,
food
where do you
co-op,
buy it?
yeah, the food co-op, actually the dented can store I like to call, the Rutland or Vermont Discount Foods, they have a wonderful plethora, or used to anyway, of supplements. Supplements don't really expire that much. I'm not a stickler about the expiration date, but I have definitely found affordable supplements that I'm aware of at the co-op.
Where
Like
is that?
coconut charcoal, or the co-op and the Rutland, or the Vermont food. I call it the dented can store, but it's the.
It's on West Street,
It's
isn't it?
on,
It's not the Yankee surplus.
it is on Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah. So,
In the gut.
Down, way
In
down.
the gut.
yeah, don't be scared though, it's safe.
The chocolate tablets there.
Yes, I have coconut charcoal,
Yeah.
actually coconut charcoal, so I know that it's something natural. You can also Google things as I'm talking about these. Science backs up what I'm talking about. But charcoal, I like to get something that's a real food. And so that was the thing that I found, a coconut charcoal capsule. And I don't take it on a regular basis, I only take it traveling because we have neurotransmitters in our gut. So that is like that is really our second brain.
Yeah.
So you know, when you're traveling, you sort of feel out of your element. Well, there's a good reason why you're feeling out of your element. You're eating food that's from a different country, and you know, you're not sleeping necessarily. You're not can't be possibly making the best decisions. So these are just things to be aware of: stress, sleep, and digestion while you're traveling. These are things that people don't really talk about very much, but that we really do have. We have the tools to enhance our vacation, our experience, and to create better memories. Actually, that is something about sleep too. It helps you to, helps your memory really a lot. Okay, so my challenge to you is the next time you plan a vacation, take these things into consideration. I have a client, she's a massage therapist, and she's taking advantage of my bundle. I have a bundle available that's a massage, a breath work, and a consultation for $200. And so she is flying to Munich, Germany pretty soon to help Lila Lapanja, who is a US slalom champion. And she's going to be working, now she's not on vacation, but she's going to be working for Lila, getting her ready for the World Cup in Zurich. So Michelle, the massage therapist, my client, she really needs to be on her game. And so I'm helping her figure out what's good for her. She has she has her own medical issues. And so we are gonna work together to customize what would work for her. Think of ideas, planning ahead. Okay, when can you get some sleep? What's the best eye mask? Earplugs. Yes, there's for me, when I need a little help of sleep, again, the Dented Can store there's actually a lot of natural sleep aids that you can get now, just in addition to something like melatonin. There's other things that are herbs that have been around forever that are now being marketed in our country, which is nice. So she's taking advantage of that. And what else can I say? Do you guys have any other questions?
I have a question. So, our daughter went to Killington Mountain School and did a lot of traveling to competitions overseas in Canada and whatever. And the kids swore by zinc gluconate. When you're on a plane, like these little zinc candies, and she taught me and John, like, and I swear, you get in an airplane, you chew these candies and you don't get sick.
Yeah.
It's the zinc. It prevents the virus from infecting you. But like, I'm thinking this kid's been doing it for 15 years, and we started doing it, and it works.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So exactly, that's how I started with all of this. I was, as a massage therapist, I was going on all these trips, and I was like, oh, what can I take? And we think at first, I actually talked to the man next to me on the plane back, and he was taking efforts for his immunity as well, taking emergency and this and that. So, and zinc is perfect. Along those lines, chewing and sleep and stress management can also be right in there.
So I have another question to ask you, because I've noticed, like, whenever I go to especially another country, or I'm in a new hotel or something, and if I'm there for a couple days, I find the first night I can't sleep because I have this anxiety about where's the fire exit. Like when I go to the hotel room, I'm always looking at where's the exit sign. How do I get out of here? And
That's
then
smart.
I'm always like, okay, there's a patio. Can someone get into my room? I get this anxiety where I'm up all night long just thinking about how can I safely get out of my room, or is somebody gonna break into my room? And it's like, and then usually after the first night I'm okay, but the first night's always like, I'm like totally sleepless.
Janina, this is a problem that's unique to engineers and architects.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, so one time John and I are in Lake Placid, New York, okay? And we're staying at this hotel that was like right on Main Street, okay? And I opened the door to the stairs down. They're gone. There are no stairs. They're under construction.
That would freak me out too.
There were no stairs.
And the door open.
The door opened. The door opened, and I'm like, holy cow, if you stepped out of this, you'd fall 3 floors.
How did you get to your room?
An elevator.
Okay.
An elevator.
There was probably a stairway at the other end of the hall.
But
But
the
the
other-
one that was
like-
near our,
Yeah,
one
but
that was
the
near
one-
our
the
room
one-
was
the
under
one-
construction.
It was
Being
under
renovated.
construction, and there was no red tape or no blockage. I opened
And
the
this
door.
place,
it was
if you lit a match and dropped it on the floor, the whole place would go.
it was like,
It was an old wood frame structure.
oh my lord. It
But
was
we
like-
survived.
So Kammie,
Well,
what's your
well,
solution?
I didn't have any problem sleeping.
There was no fire that night. But
I just let her
honestly,
stay up and she could poke me if the place got fire, right?
It was, I opened the door and there were no stairs.
So that
Gene,
happens.
enough, I'm having
That
stress
happens.
now.
I just went to a place where the streets were flooded. You can't, there's a lot, when you travel, everything's out of your control.
Right.
Except for your breath, which you can control, your chewing, which you can control. There's other things like you can tell yourself a mantra, you can ask to have a different room, you can try to get an upgrade.
Yeah.
There are things you can maybe think about, or even getting a blueprint of the hotel beforehand. I have those same, I got scammed this last time when I was at the Cancun airport. I was fooled and it shook me a little bit. I felt violated, but I had to move on. And once I got to my location, I had a ground floor room, and I asked for another room because I didn't want to feel so exposed myself.
Well, exactly, you're in a ground floor room and you're like, anybody
So-
could come through that window.
Yeah, so the solution is that to be aware and to try to ask for upgrades, try to change the situation if you can, and you already know you can't sleep, so you can plan for your sleep. You can plan your itinerary accordingly to get that extra sleep.
And I think sometimes you just stop fighting trying to sleep. I mean, there is kind of the myth that we're supposed to sleep a solid 8
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be the little
you know,
scout, and you're like, just like.
Yeah.
But I also think one of the things that's really critical is not turning your phone on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can't sleep, pull out a piece of paper or something, but the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they say that's called sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
There's good sleep hygiene. One of the things is don't smoke cigarettes before you go to bed because the nicotine races your heart. A lot of people use alcohol to try to fall asleep, but alcohol use before sleep is associated with light sleeping. Or try to not look at your screen a half an hour before you go to sleep, or even turn your phone off completely.
What do you recommend for the opposite of Montezuma's Revenge? Because that's, now everybody's really getting to know Amy
Oh.
here. I have the opposite problem where I have some sort of performance anxiety and I go on a trip and I cannot go number 2 for
So-
like days. So I need the opposite. Like, is it magnesium or whatever? And I think like the different foods and everything, like my body's
So
just like,
water-based, I would say eat water-based foods. Make sure you're hydrated.
no
Fiber.
pasta, huh? The pasta and the
Why not?
paella.
Like while
Fiber.
I'm going to Spain. I want the paella. You
Well,
know?
when you're on the plane or the night before you fly,
Okay.
or the meal that you eat before you fly, you can eat a salad or something fibrous.
Before I'm going
apples,
there.
Water-based that will stay because you're sitting.
Grapefruit.
I eat too many carbs. See, probably when I'm.
Get away from the
So
birds.
so it just you want it, and then also perhaps chewing, because Spain has some of the finest restaurants in the world.
And I talk too much, and then I'm not even chewing. I just swallow so I can talk.
But-
Dang it! I'm
I-
not sitting here.
There's
But I think
other supplements that I can share with you later.
Yeah.
But it's
that-
also,
There's
as you
nothing
said,
like a good
it's all
one, so
connected,
I
and
always think.
Yes.
the gut is our second brain, and if we're tired, the gut's not subtle.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
right.
when we're tired, when we're
Drink lots of
traveling,
water.
and we're not on our normal routine,
Yeah.
it is our second brain, and it just
Get
is like, it
constipated.
gets cranky,
Yes.
one
I've
way
been
or
there.
the other.
I've been
And
there
that's
too, and
worse. I think sometimes
I
constipation
think you
is
should
worse.
just go through,
Yes.
you know, central Mexico on the leg out.
And then go to Spain.
Visit Montezuma's palace and then continue on
Then
to
go to
Spain
Italy.
and you'll be flowing like you wouldn't want to.
I mean, usually after a while, I get okay, like, cause I'll go, when I go to Europe, I go for like a month, but I just noticed that.
Yeah, and
My
that's,
body's like, whoa, something's not.
and so it's good to recognize you're aware of it. Awareness
Yeah.
is key. That's number one, like safety. Awareness is really good, the fact that you're aware of it. And then you can try different things, and even, I know you probably can't simulate the experience until you actually go. You know, like you may not get clogged up before you go or something, but you can try, you could experiment with different foods and supplements beforehand, which
So
I
the
have
day
done.
before is important. See, I never thought about that. So like that whole day before,
Yeah.
you gotta hydrate and be eating soup and stuff.
Celery,
And
celery, apples.
Prunes.
An apple a day.
Prunes, yeah. There's all
Take
sorts of
prunes
things.
with
What,
me.
so-
And when you start early, when you start all these things before your trip, it means they're already in place on your trip, which makes a better trip because you're reinforcing your own care.
You don't have that problem, I can tell.
Not yet. All right.
So, do you live in Pittsfield? Where do you
So
live?
I'll tell you, so I moved to Vermont in 2003, in August of 2003. I lived on Seminary Street in Castleton for a while and loved that place. Then moved into Rutland, where I've lived now the whole time. I have a double degree in journalism and women's studies from University of California at Santa Cruz. But after that, go Slugs. After that, I went to massage school and I became a massage therapist and put that skill in my back pocket as I worked in Silicon Valley. I moved to Vermont and the Silicon Valley stuff just didn't connect. It didn't compute. There was, the telecommuting tools were very clunky. But I had a technology background. So, but I also had this wonderful massage background. So I was able to bring my massage back into play. The Pyramid Wellness Center opened in 2007. I started working there. I learned a massage technique with my feet called Ashiatsu in 2010, which is a differentiator of mine. A lot of people don't do that work around here. And I have been developing this wellness awareness since then. I've gone on 50 trips since 2017, and that's when I really started to think, you know what? I'm not around to give massages, so how can I make some kind of business for myself? Or that was the first idea, you know, how can I make something of this travel with what I know? And as a massage therapist, I was in a really unique position in that I was able to go on these trips and have this wellness awareness to see what was happening with my own body and my own experience as I go on these, you know, this trip and that trip. And I started to develop this program. So right before COVID, on my LinkedIn profile, I'm like, oh, I'm a travel wellness specialist. Oh, I also worked for New Life, which most of you know. So I worked there for 8 years. That's completely a wellness travel program. So I was able to work with a lot of people and see what they did. So with those things, and I'm glad, and the pandemic, you know, put a
New
little
Life
bit of
Hiking
damper.
Center?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
New Life, yeah, Jimmy Lesage.
Yeah, Julie Sage.
So so New Life closed with the pandemic, which is sad, but Jimmy's around here and there. But anyway, this travel wellness thing, you know, after the pandemic, everybody had a pent up desire to travel. And so it just seems like it's still a relevant topic. People still aren't really talking about it, even though there's been more of a way of travel to a retreat, travel to a wellness place. That's burgeoning. But people still aren't talking about how to mitigate your stress on any kind of trip or these things that I've talked about. So I just wanted to share with you today, and thank you very much.
Thank you.